Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to Of Tradition, your cozy corner for timeless decorating inspiration. Today, we're inviting you into a world where soft cottagecore charm meets elegant traditional style, all inspired by the grace and detail of Martha Stewart's iconic aesthetic. If you love the warmth of vintage florals, classic paneling, gentle pastels, and heirloom details, you're in for a treat. From slip-covered sofas to embroidered pillows, we'll walk you through beautiful ideas that blend comfort and formality in the most enchanting way. So grab your favorite cup of tea, settle in, and watch until the end. You won't want to miss these timeless touches that turn a house into a heartfelt home. Let's begin. There's something truly magical about the way ruffled linen drapes catch the morning light. In a traditional setting, tall windows framed by softly gathered ivory or blush linen add both grace and texture. The natural movement of the fabric, stirred gently by a breeze, speaks to the heart of cottage living, inviting, unassuming, and full of charm. These drapes do more than soften the view, they elevate the soul of the space with quiet elegance. This romantic window treatment pairs effortlessly with formal room architecture, adding a feminine whisper to otherwise crisp lines. The contrast of softness and structure is what makes this idea feel so grounded in the Martha Stewart aesthetic, classical but never cold. As light pours in through the lace-like weave of the linen, the entire room feels wrapped in a nostalgic warmth, the kind of atmosphere that encourages slow mornings and meaningful conversation. A traditional wingback chair is the epitome of grace, but when dressed in gingham-trimmed upholstery or a faded floral motif, it becomes something more personal and endearing. This blend of elegance and informality invites comfort while still nodding to heritage design. The combination of petite checks and gentle florals is reminiscent of a well-loved heirloom, reimagined for today's softer cottagecore interiors. Positioned near a window or beside a console table, these chairs create a cozy nook perfect for afternoon tea or quiet reflection. The gingham trim adds just enough whimsy to break formality, making the chair feel less like a showpiece and more like a trusted companion. It's a thoughtful addition that helps transition seamlessly into other layered textures and patterns within the room. A well-worn wood coffee table can become a beloved anchor in the room, especially when adorned with a delicate crochet runner. The contrast between the solid, time-worn surface and the intricate handmade softness above it is rich with meaning. Whether it's topped with stacked vintage books, a lavender sprig in a glass jar, or a ceramic teacup, this centerpiece channels both strength and sentiment. This setup naturally draws attention to the heart of the space, where conversations begin and moments unfold. By grounding the living room in timeless materials and subtle handmade touches, the table becomes more than functional. It becomes part of your story. The runner's lace edge acts as a bridge, tying in surrounding soft furnishings and gently guiding the eye toward other vintage details in the room. Wallpaper has the power to transform a room without overwhelming it, and a pastel floral pattern is a beautiful example of that transformation. When applied to just one accent wall, a delicate print in shades of blue, blush, or cream brings in a softness that feels both fresh and nostalgic. It's a graceful way to introduce visual interest while staying true to a serene traditional palette. As the floral motif blooms quietly behind a sofa or console, it sets a romantic tone that echoes throughout the room. The colors in the pattern can easily be picked up by throw pillows or drapery nearby, building a sense of continuity. In this way, the wallpaper becomes a gentle starting point, an artistic foundation upon which the rest of the decor can bloom. Few things invite you to sit and stay a while like a generously cushioned slip-covered sofa in natural cotton. Its clean silhouette and soft fabric are perfectly suited for a space where comfort meets tradition. With hues like oatmeal or antique white, these sofas act as neutral anchors, allowing patterned pillows or textured throws to tell the story of the room. The beauty of a slip-covered design lies in its adaptability. Easy to refresh, timeless in feel, and ideal for layered decor. Add a few ticking stripe cushions or a toile print pillow, and the cottagecore elements begin to sing in harmony with the traditional bones of the space. It's a relaxed but refined choice that bridges past and present with quiet confidence. A series of framed botanical prints above the mantel lends an air of educated charm, delicate yet composed. These illustrations, often depicting herbs or garden blooms, feel like something passed down from a grandmother's study, offering both visual rhythm and a nod to nature's quiet grace. The symmetry of the layout enhances the traditional structure of the fireplace while the artwork softens its presence. This gallery wall invites a sense of storytelling, as if each leaf or petal holds a secret worth preserving. It becomes a grounding point for the room, linking the refined formality of the mantel with the gentle ease of cottagecore. Paired with soft lighting and subtle floral elements nearby, it acts as a living thread between tradition and tender naturalism. There is no centerpiece more quintessentially graceful than a cluster of hydrangeas nestled inside a white ironstone pitcher. Set atop a skirted table or vintage console, this simple yet stately arrangement draws from Martha Stewart's ethos: beauty through simplicity. The fullness of the blooms contrasts the clean, time-worn surface of the vessel, capturing the essence of understated elegance. What makes this combination so compelling is its quiet duality. It's both decorative and deeply nostalgic. The pitcher, often reminiscent of farmhouse kitchens, blends seamlessly into the refined contours of a formal space, while the hydrangeas echo the softness found in drapes and upholstery. It's a floral gesture that connects the room to the outdoors, the past to the present. At the center of a room designed for both comfort and refinement, a tufted ottoman offers more than a place to rest your feet. When topped with a delicately embroidered throw, it transforms into a soft pedestal of cottage grace. The hand-stitched patterns on the textile bring a personal touch, one that hints at stories told, gifts given, and hands that crafted. Placed between a pair of armchairs or in front of a slip-covered sofa, this ottoman adds a tactile layer to the living room's heart. The interplay between structure and softness creates a rhythm, guiding the eye from one carefully chosen detail to the next. It's not just a piece of furniture. It's an invitation to pause, breathe, and savor a slower pace. An arched mirror with a scalloped frame reflects more than just the room. It reflects the soul of the space. Positioned above a mantel or console, this elegant piece offers a gentle curvature that softens the formality of traditional architecture. The scalloped edges, often painted or gilded, evoke the delicacy of antique craftsmanship. As light dances across its surface, the mirror opens up the room, expanding its visual dimension while reinforcing symmetry. It works in quiet tandem with floral motifs, ruffled linens, and botanical accents. In this way, it doesn't merely sit on the wall. It becomes a link between old-world charm and fresh-eyed femininity, elevating the entire composition with grace. Wicker baskets stacked neatly under a console or beside a hearth provide a blend of utility and rustic beauty. Their woven texture and natural tones offer a grounded counterpoint to the room's more polished elements. Perfect for storing soft throws or magazines, they bring organization wrapped in nostalgia. Beyond practicality, these baskets offer a visual warmth that reinforces the cottagecore sensibility. Their presence suggests a life lived fully, where comfort is never far from reach and even storage tells a story. Layered against paneled walls or floral upholstery, they nestle into the scene like a trusted friend, both functional and quietly beautiful. Cream-paneled walls adorned with delicate molding are the architectural equivalent of fine lace. Subtle, detailed, and timeless. They create a foundation that feels both tailored and gentle, allowing the room to breathe while maintaining a sense of heritage. The soft tones open up the space, reflecting light and lending a creamy warmth that flatters everything it surrounds. When paired with floral textiles, antique woods, or gilded mirrors, the walls become a quiet canvas where tradition meets softness. The molding adds rhythm and formality, anchoring even the most whimsical accents. This harmony is what elevates the space from simply charming to deeply graceful, reminiscent of Martha Stewart's balance between structure and serenity. A glass front curio filled with pastel teacups transforms everyday objects into treasures. Each cup and saucer holds more than tea. It holds memory, tradition, and perhaps a touch of ceremony. The cabinet itself becomes a shrine to refinement, with its gleaming glass and warm wood framing rows of delicate porcelain. More than just a display, this vignette contributes to the narrative of a room grounded in storytelling and ritual. Whether inherited, collected, or discovered at a favorite antique shop, each piece carries a history. And when arranged with intention, the curio becomes a graceful pause in the room, a place where formality feels heartfelt and personal. candle sconces with floral detailing add an old-world romance to any wall they grace. Their handcrafted curves and motifs evoke garden gates and vintage chandeliers, casting soft glows that flicker like memories. Mounted on a creamy backdrop or beside botanical prints, they create a delicate drama that's warm rather than imposing. As evening falls, their candlelight dances across the molding and furnishings, drawing out subtle textures and shadows. These sconces not only illuminate but enchant, blending the functional with the poetic. Their floral flourishes echo the room's natural elements, tying each corner together in a gentle rhythm of elegance and ease. A traditional oil landscape in an ornate frame is like a window into another world, one filled with meadows, distant hills, and timeless skies. Hung above a fireplace or between bookshelves, it centers the room with a calm, painterly presence. The gold frame adds a regal touch, but it's the scene within that stirs the imagination. This painting becomes a quiet storyteller, offering balance to floral prints and soft upholstery. Its deep greens and blues pull in the earth tones of surrounding decor, grounding the space in nature. It's a reminder of what lies just beyond the window, a pastoral escape that's always within view no matter the season. Sheer lace curtains layered behind heavier drapes create a soft veil that filters sunlight like a gentle sigh. The intricate patterns, floral, scalloped, or geometric, cast faint shadows across the floor and furniture, lending a romantic texture to the room. These curtains whisper of gentler times, of handwritten letters and slow afternoons. Blended with rich velvets or classic cottons, the lace provides contrast that is both visual and emotional. It's in the layering that the room finds its depth. Tradition on the outside, softness within. Just as a well-set table is incomplete without linen, a window dressed in lace feels thoughtfully finished, offering both privacy and poetry. A marble-top side table may be small in size, but it makes a timeless impression. Its smooth, cool surface glows softly under lamplight, while a vintage clock atop it gently keeps time, ticking in harmony with the room's elegant stillness. This pairing of stone and metal feels balanced, firm yet feminine, delicate without losing strength. Placed beside a floral armchair or slip-covered sofa, this table acts as a small sanctuary for quiet moments. The gentle clink of china, a bowl of lavender, or a lace coaster adds texture to the tableau. It's these quiet corners that give the room character, little details that offer both function and serenity. A traditional fireplace already commands presence, but when adorned with hand-painted accents, it becomes a work of art. Subtle vines, soft florals, or scalloped flourishes painted along the edges of the mantel create a bridge between architectural formality and artistic charm. The brushwork adds a touch of whimsy, yet remains graceful in its restraint. This special detail helps the fireplace feel more like a centerpiece than a boundary. It radiates warmth in more ways than one, through heat, yes, but also through the intimacy of craftsmanship. Flanked by botanical prints or velvet curtains, it settles beautifully into the room's rhythm, becoming both hearth and heart of the home. Lighting in a traditional room should never shout, it should glow. Pleated lampshades trimmed with miniature rosettes embody this philosophy perfectly. The gentle folds soften the light, while the floral accents add a hint of delicate drama. Whether perched on a side table or tall floor lamp, these shades radiate old-fashioned grace. They blend beautifully with every surrounding texture, lace, polished wood, and floral fabrics, contributing to a harmonious atmosphere. Their subtle charm doesn't distract, it enriches. Like a fine piece of jewelry, the rosettes quietly elevate the setting, creating pockets of warm light and polished comfort throughout the room. A floral-upholstered armchair tucked beside a bookcase creates a personal escape within the living room. Its soft, romantic fabric draws you in, while the stack of well-loved books and a warm lamp nearby promise hours of quiet retreat. In this tiny reading corner, time slows and the world feels a bit gentler. This nook doesn't just add function, it introduces character and soul. Surrounded by lace curtains, perhaps a quilted pillow, and the scent of tea or lavender, the armchair becomes a cozy invitation to savor solitude. It's a retreat within a retreat, nestled perfectly within the room's embrace of softness and tradition. Embroidered needlepoint pillows feel like fragments of personal history, crafted with care, passed through generations, and now nestled neatly on a classic couch. Whether featuring birds, blooms, or quaint sayings, they whisper nostalgia while adding tactile depth to the space. Each stitch holds memory, each thread a delicate expression of artistry. Layered among other textiles, these pillows add a richness that is both visual and emotional. They bring a sense of legacy to the living room, balancing the freshness of cotton slipcovers or floral drapes with handcrafted intimacy. In the world of Martha Stewart charm, these details remind us that beauty often lies in what's lovingly made. painted console table in soft sage or dusty blue brings order with a touch of grace. Nestled against a paneled wall, it offers both surface and storage. Ideal for a pair of candles, a ceramic bowl of keys, or a vase of dried wildflowers. Its muted hue adds just enough color without overpowering the calm of the room. The open shelf below becomes an opportunity to style with function. Stacked baskets, curated books, or folded linens. This thoughtful organization feels effortless and lovely, like something Martha Stewart herself would prepare before welcoming a guest. It's a piece that quietly ties the room together, one open cubby at a time. A rattan side chair brings a lightness to any space, but when topped with a velvet cushion, it becomes a study in contrast. The rustic weave and the plush textile dance together, offering something that feels collected rather than staged. Its curved form softens angular furniture, while the velvet adds richness to the tactile palette. This chair fits best in an unused corner, beside a small stack of books or under a trailing houseplant. It doesn't clamor for attention but adds an artisan quality that reinforces the room's collected elegance. It's these thoughtful juxtapositions, raw with refined, that bring the cottagecore tradition into a more formal realm. hand-woven rug in a faded floral pattern is like a whispered memory beneath your feet. Its petals may be time-worn, its borders softened by age, but that's precisely what gives it charm. These gentle pastels and vintage motifs set the tone for the entire room, making it feel instantly lived in and loved. Whether laid beneath a coffee table or sofa, it helps ground the more delicate elements above. Slip-covered seating, lace curtains, or gilded frames. It's not loud nor overly decorative. Instead, it gently gathers everything in harmony, allowing the room to feel both intentional and naturally evolved over time. A round skirted table swathed in floral or linen fabric instantly brings softness to a room. Topped with a collection of framed family photos, sepia-toned or black and white, it becomes a small altar to legacy and love. There's a warmth that comes from seeing familiar faces gathered together in gilt or carved wood frames. This vignette acts as both memory and decor, seamlessly blending the personal with the aesthetic. The skirted fabric introduces movement and charm, while the frames anchor the display in tradition. It's a gentle reminder that in every room, beauty deepens when it's made meaningful. Bundles of dried lavender and herbs hung or displayed around the room bring a sensory experience rooted in nostalgia. Their muted purples, greens, and straw tones provide a palette drawn directly from nature's softer side. Tied with twine and gently perfumed, they make the air feel both clean and comforting. Set against the backdrop of creamy walls or tucked into vintage pictures, these herbal arrangements link the room to the rhythms of the garden. They offer a rustic counterpoint to refined elements, lace, marble, or silk, and fill the space not only with scent, but with a feeling of quiet intention and care. Velvet drapes in dusty rose or muted sage lend a sense of grandeur to the living room, especially when paired with elegant tassel tiebacks. Their weight and texture provide a cocoon-like coziness, while the subtle sheen reflects light in the most romantic way. It's the kind of old-world touch that whispers luxury without ever shouting. These drapes frame windows not just physically but emotionally, adding presence to the view while setting the tone for the entire room. The tassels bring in that fine detail Martha Stewart so often embraces, merging formality with a softness that makes even the most structured setting feel like home. A lace-trimmed tablecloth over a wooden side table is like placing a whisper over a storybook. Gentle, decorative, and full of grace. Whether it's crochet, eyelet, or heirloom lace, the texture contrasts beautifully with polished surfaces and classic wood grains. Each scalloped edge brings in a feeling of care and tradition. Placed under a lamp or vase of flowers, these linens help soften the overall composition of the space. They link eras together, the past stitched into the present, reminding us that tradition is not simply inherited but lovingly maintained. Layered with other vintage details, they complete the story of the room. Miniature portraits in oval frames have a special way of drawing you in. Their size demands a closer look, and their intricate details reward that attention. Displayed as a cluster on floral wallpaper or along a staircase wall, they feel like whispers from the past, watching over the present with quiet pride. Each frame, often in gold or hand-painted finishes, adds its own curve and personality to the space. Together, they balance the softness of cottagecore with the structure of traditional design. These little windows into bygone lives elevate the space with subtle drama and timeless elegance. A quilted throw draped over a settee or folded at the foot of an armchair brings both comfort and nostalgia. Its pastel patchwork, whether floral, checkered, or a blend of both, reflects the colors of the room in a tactile way. Every stitch feels like a hug from another time, handmade and heartfelt. When layered with lace pillows or beside a basket of magazines, the quilt reinforces the lived-in elegance of the room. It's a reminder that beauty doesn't need to be pristine. It just needs to be loved. A simple throw becomes a bridge between cozy utility and decorative storytelling. Wainscoting grounds a room in classic elegance, but when paired with soft blush paint above, it takes on a gentler tone. The crisp white panels give structure and formality, while the pink hue above adds warmth and femininity. It's a combination that feels fresh yet deeply rooted in tradition. This contrast invites the eye upward, drawing attention to crown molding, ceiling medallions, or delicate chandeliers. In a Martha Stewart-inspired room, this blend of architectural form and soothing color serves as the perfect frame for everything else. Floral upholstery, vintage art, and soft sunlight spilling in through lace-draped windows. Thank you so much for joining us on this soft and elegant journey through cottagecore traditional living room ideas. From botanical art to lace-trimmed linens, each piece shared today brings warmth, meaning, and classic beauty into your space. If you found inspiration in any of these ideas, we'd love to hear your favorite in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who appreciates timeless charm as much as you do. See you in the next video right here on Of Tradition.